Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Los Angeles Friends podcast. I'm your host and friend, Emmely, and I'm here with my friend, Devon. Say hi, Devon.
Hi, Devon.
Devon and I are going to tell you guys about some pretty fun, interesting stuff that he does. I think he has a pretty cool job. Most children would probably agree.
They're kind of like Santa Claus. Yeah.
Kind of like Santa Claus. Okay, but we'll get into that after. Why don't you just tell us, like where'd you grow up, how old you are, zodiac sign if you want, anything interesting like that.
Okay.
Yeah.
My name's Devon Sweat. I'm 34.
You heard that right, guys.
And
Sweat.
it's not a stage name, and I'm not a stripper. But
He's not a stripper. You could be.
I'll think about it. Yeah, 34. From LA. I've lived a couple different places when I was younger, but born in LA. LA
you're
is home.
from LA.
Yeah. Grew up in the Valley.
I'll be honest, Devon, when I was growing up in the SGV, I used to think the San Fernando Valley sucked.
That's always like a battle.
I know, it's so sad. And now I fucking love the Valley.
This is the Valley.
I don't want to leave. So you grew up you were born in Burbank?
Born in Burbank. Early in life, I lived in Washington State. I have family up there. Lived out in the desert for a little while in Barstow. And then I even lived in Texas for like a year and a half.
Okay, Barstow? Yeah.
Not fun.
Gross.
No
offense, anyone who lives there. Or full offense, honestly. Yeah. Hema and Matt are shaking their heads. Yes. Full offense on Hema's behalf. She hates Barstow.
Some good people out there, but not the best place.
A few Cracker Barrels.
Yeah. yeah. I think there is one out there. Yeah.
I drove by one.
Yeah.
You lived in Texas up until when?
I was in middle school, so I think I was 6th grade.
Oh, and then you guys moved back to...
Then I came back to LA.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were forced in a way to come back to LA. It wasn't like you missed... well, I guess you probably did miss home.
Yeah.
But you're not the adult that made the decision to bring you back.
I was all the moving was done when I was young. My stepdad at the time was in the military, so we moved around a little bit.
And you made it back home.
Back home.
Let's fucking go. Yeah. Most of the people that I've had on the podcast, I've met through Los Angeles friends. And I guess I kind of met you through LA friends, but not really. Kind of, but yes. So Devon and I met through a mutual friend, Pablo. Shout out Pablo.
Shout out Pablo. Best friend. One of my best friends.
So we met through Pablo. I met Pablo through LA friends. And yeah, I mean, it's been awesome to get to know you. You're a great person and a good friend. And I think you're someone that's interesting. And I was happy and excited to invite you to the podcast. And hopefully we do a decent job at this. And
I think we're doing great.
You do a lot of cool shit. But I mean, we can just start with what you do full time, which is actually pretty cool. So
it's not bad. It's a pretty good gig. I'm a letter carrier.
A letter carrier.
Yeah. I've been there for, I guess, 9 years now.
For those of you who might not know, a letter carrier is
a mailman.
He's a mailman. And he was wearing his fit when he got here, but he didn't want to leave it on. Sorry, guys.
Yeah, it was hot. It was sweaty.
But that's where the stripper joke came in.
I started pretty much right before Dom, my first son, was born.
The baby.
Yeah, been there since. Been a regular for about 8 years.
Damn.
So I have my own route, have my own schedule, all the vacation time, all that.
You drive the cool little car.
It's not that cool.
I honestly do think it's pretty sick.
I mean, yeah.
What do you call the car?
It's so dumb. It's called an LLV.
Oh.
Which is
what the fuck does that mean?
A long life vehicle. I know. It's pretty cool, guys.
Long life vehicle?
Yeah, I think that's what it is. They're literally, the chassis is a 1985 Chevy truck.
That's how old your car is? 1985? Damn.
They're old.
You drive your...
Long life vehicle, LLV.
LLV.
Yes. Yeah, so drive that. There's no AC.
Oh, it's a bummer.
It's a little toaster oven.
Well,
it's part of the job. Rain, sleet, hail, or snow is what they say. And also burning sun.
So what was the process like becoming mail carrier? You just were like, oh, look, the posting's open. I'm going to apply.
No, actually, so I bartended before that. North Hollywood, Big Wings. I worked there. And then when we found out that my son was coming, I was like, I don't want to, work nights anymore. And I want something a little more stable, kind of go do my my work, get out of there, be with the kids,
and get home like a 9 to 5.
Yeah. And it comes with benefits once you become a regular. So I started that right before he was born, and I've been there since. It's a good job. Like, it's very steady. wasn't too hard to get into.
Oh.
I thought it was going to be.
I would imagine that it's like really hard to get in. I don't know. It just seems like a job, like such a novelty to me. I don't know. You grow up
I
and
thought so too.
Mail carriers are like your heroes. I don't know why.
It's true.
It's so cool. As
Kids love me. Yeah. I'm not gonna lie. Kids love me.
Do your kids think it's pretty sick that you do that?
They do. Yeah. Yeah. They'll point out mail trucks driving by all the time. And
you're like, I know. I fucking hate those cars.
Yeah. You just take a couple tests. You pass them, pass your drug test. And they're always hiring. So it's kind of easy to get into.
Okay. What does your typical day look like? Because I know, you literally just grab your stuff and then you're slinging mail?
Kind of, pretty much. You go to the office, you have office work, so you have to like sort some of the mail, load everything in the truck, the parcels, letters, all that, and then you hit the street and you're kind of just on your own doing your thing.
Another thing that I was thinking of is like, mail-in ballots. We just had an election year. That's super important.
Yeah.
And you guys are the ones that get that to us and the states that provide it. So
yeah, that's definitely election year is like a stressful time. We make sure they do a good job at making sure they go through like office audits, make sure everything is like delivered and where it's supposed to go. So we take it very seriously.
Random question.
All right.
How much do you walk on average?
That's not random. People ask me that
all the time.
Every day.
All right. Well, I'm not special.
Yeah. So on average, it depends on how your route is. Some people have driving routes where they drive all day.
Okay.
But mine is walking. It's all residential. On average, like 13 miles a day.
You're just doing a half marathon every day. That's crazy.
In the beginning, it's a lot to get used to.
Your hips.
Now it's like...
My hips. Yeah, you said you're in your 30s, dude. Your body's going to be creaking and you need to oil up your bones.
Well, I try to take care of myself, though.
Now we're going to get into some like fun questions that the people want to know. This one's silly.
Oh, boy.
There is like a rumor out there that postal workers get some extra attention from maybe some stay-at-home partners. Do you get flirted with a lot?
I do.
Damn.
And the
rumors are true.
It's always like the older ladies. They're at home all day. I'm like the most consistent thing coming around. So it's, hey, Devon.
Damn.
I get food, chocolates, and
holy shit.
But I help them out.
They're trying to get wifed up.
No. But no, luckily I've been on my route almost my whole career. So like I know everyone. They all know
relationships.
Me. Yeah, so I'm kind of part of the community. So it's pretty cool. Honestly.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had some customers I don't really know that well. They've definitely come out and try to give me shit. Like, where's this? Where's that? And it's like I don't send the mail out. I just deliver it.
I don't track your fucking mail or packages.
But they track me.
Yeah.
You'd be surprised how on it they are. Like yesterday, you got here at this time. Why are you late today? Happens.
I'm sorry.
No, that's cool. Like I said, it's pretty cool, being a part of the community. Like I actually short story.
No, we could be long.
There was on my route in the beginning during when I first got out on the street, there was a couple that was like in a dispute.
Oh.
And it looked like it was gonna get out of hand, and I had to call the cops. They ended up following them. They got them, and we stopped the issue before it got too serious.
Yeah.
But like when that happened, because the cop came and picked me up so I can go identify who it was.
Oh, damn.
While I was in my uniform. And
hero Devon.
Yeah. So like took me, came back, and then I just went about my day delivering mail. But all of the people on that street, they all came out like, oh my God, are you okay? I didn't want anything to happen to my mailman. And
my heart.
So it's like, it's pretty cool. They're watching, they have my back, and I help them out. Like a lot of the old ladies, I help them with their groceries sometimes if they need it. And
aww.
Yeah, that's probably my favorite part of the job.
So another reason that I really wanted to have you on is because not only are you have a really cool job, in my opinion. Your passion projects are very fucking cool. You're a creative in the form of photography. Yeah. From knowing you, looking at the type of photos that you take, I would say that you're like more into street photography?
I think I'm more of a documentarian. Like
I love
I
that.
document things. Like it could be street life, it could be events, LAF events. Like I just like to document things and kind of tell stories through my eyes and through my lens.
How did you start getting into photography?
For the people at home.
Just so you know, I know it's not that I'm a shitty friend.
No.
But
Wow, you never listen to me.
For the people at home.
No, my mom was into photography.
Yeah.
When I was younger, she did a lot of like portrait stuff. I would help with some headshot jobs, and she was really good. She shot film back in the day, and she's kind of who put a camera in my hands first.
It's just kind of something that you grew up with then.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So it's not surprising that you're into photography and you're a photographer.
Yeah. My little sister shoots too.
How do you find inspiration in LA for your photography? And are there specific places in LA, like neighborhoods that you like to go to snap some photos?
Honestly, like I'm in love with my city. I love LA. I think it's, one of the most diverse places I've ever been. And it's kind of, photography wise, I feel like it's a very underrated place.
Yeah.
If you think of like street photography, usually it's like New York or like
Tokyo,
other country,
Japan,
Tokyo or, Spain or, Istanbul, places like that you see all the time that are known for street photography. And I feel like LA has kind of been overlooked a little bit.
Yeah.
And I've really, at being a street photographer, documentarian.
Get it right, people. Documentarian.
Yeah. I feel like it inspires me every day to kind of like document, LA life in a way that people haven't seen or people just don't even know.
And that's another thing too. Like you look up LA on, TikTok, Instagram, you Google it. It's just Hollywood sign.
Straight to Hollywood, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Or famous people, influencers. And that kind of goes back into this, and this project that I'm doing is just wanting to show that there are people in LA that are not fucking influencers.
Yeah.
And there's more to us than
there's
just
so much
that.
more. When I'm shooting or when I'm trying to tell a story, like even in the places like Hollywood or Beverly Hills that you see online, but you only see like one aspect of it. It's like a whole background to that with like the people that are from there or the people just everyday, pedestrians or people that live there. Being from here, like I don't go to the tourist places because I'm from here, but it's fun to go. Like I like to take the train to Hollywood sometimes and kind of document like street life on Hollywood besides the Walk of Fame or, it's kind of just the other side of things. Yeah,
like the more raw.
Yeah.
Down to like the bones type of thing. Yeah. I mean, I love your photos and
Thank you.
I think
Thanks.
You are super talented. I'm going to just put a bunch of photos so people can see them here. But yeah, I think like, I don't know. I've seen photos that there was one that you took, I don't know if it was recent that you posted of just like people on like you said, people on the streets and just living their day-to-day lives. And I mean, that's just part of being human and humanity. Yeah. And I think it's important that we show that, especially in this community and this city. Yeah. Again, like we're not just all glitz and glamour, just regular people.
Just regular people making a podcast.
Yeah. Are there specific neighborhoods in LA that you keep going back to for your photos?
I mean, I live in Northeast LA in Highland Park. I've been on that side between there and Pasadena for the past like 9 years. I love that area.
It's a cool area. I like the area a lot.
Being an artist, I guess you want to say, like being in those areas, there's so much art and music and just like, the hipster term is thrown around a lot, which it's hipster heavy.
Fair enough.
But they're great people, very accepting and artistic. And I love that area. If I do have some downtime, just go shoot or just hang out, I definitely like to, go out in my own neighborhood.
Yeah.
Echo Park, it's close to Dodger Stadium.
It's nice that you can keep going out in your area and still find things that you want to document.
Oh yeah.
You're not bored of it. You can still find something new that to you feels worth taking a photo of.
Yeah. It's the people, like the thing that attracts me with photography or street photography. It's not necessarily always like the landscape or the architecture or whatever. It's the people that are there that kind of make, any part of the city interesting.
I mean, I like taking photos. I wouldn't consider myself as much of like a photographer in the way that you are, but I love taking pictures of people. I think that's one of my favorite things things to take photos of is people. I don't know. It's just
It's so interesting. Like
Yeah. I love people watching, like just
Yeah.
sitting and just watching. Like that's creepy as fuck, guys. But I don't mean it in a creepy way. But yeah, people watching is, I don't know, it's just nice.
It's fun.
Fuck, that does sound creepy as hell.
Nah, it's pretty normal. People do it.
Last year, you started this project called In Between Time.
Mm-hmm.
And I want to talk about it because, like everything else you do, pretty fucking sick. So can you just, you know, is there like a little blurb that you like to share about In Between Time that you can just tell the camera, let us know?
I've always believed that everybody has an artist in them, you know, no matter what you're doing. If you're working a 9 to 5, if you're working graveyards, whatever it is, you have a family. I feel like everyone has some type of artistic fire in them. And a lot of people, they haven't found it yet. Or maybe, you know, when people are single and like doing their thing and they have time, they found what they're passionate about, but then they have a family, they have kids, they get a new career. So it kind of gets pushed to the side a little bit. And I think, you know, events in my own life kind of led me to kind of do both. Like, you know, obviously I have my day job. I also bartend at night. I do a lot of different things.
He is a good bartender, guys. Sorry, okay. Anyways, you had to plug that.
Shout out Thirsty Merchant. It's the spot.
If you guys want to see Devon in the flesh and stalk him, he just doxed himself. He works at Thirsty Merchant in the Valley.
But yeah, so, you know, we all have life that we have to live. We have a lot of stuff we have to take care of. But I think having something that you're passionate about, whether it's art or, you know, crafts or whatever it is, like it's so important even in the midst of living life. Like that's what kind of keeps you motivated and reminds you of who you are and what you're passionate about. And even having very little time and all the stuff that I do, the past year or two, I've really focused on like any little bit of time in between time, I put it towards what I'm passionate about. And it's helped a lot. It's like its own therapy. You know, I've definitely, you know, shot more. And I started this community kind of like you. And I was focusing in 2024, I was focusing on doing art galleries.
Yeah, that's amazing.
For, you know, other photographers, other painters, sculptors, just like all of the artists that I knew in my community, in my growing community. I wanted to kind of help them out and kind of give them a chance to get into the gallery scene without making it so difficult, because it's not an easy thing to get into.
Yeah,
it's expensive. You got to know people. And I think there's so many great artists that I know, even in LA Friends, there's so many great photographers. And I think I wanted to kind of provide that opportunity for the artists around me. And I started with my own gallery first.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah. It was in North
awesome.
Hollywood. Yeah. So that was...
Sold some photos.
Yeah, sold some prints and
fucking awesome.
You know, had it like a little party. Came out and it was cool. It was a good experience. Sick. That was pretty surreal, like putting that together. And
I think a lot of people were proud of you.
Oh, thanks.
It's just because you've been talking about doing something like this, like since I've known you. I know we haven't known each other a long time, but I remember you telling me what you would like to do eventually with, you know, photography and maybe opening up a space and doing all these things. And this is that stepping stone. Like you're doing it. Like you're going to get to where you want to be. That's fucking sick.
It was cool. Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you. And I think the biggest takeaway from it that's still a benefit from today is like the community that I built. All the artists that I worked with and featured in 2024. You know, I'm still friends with them. We keep up with each other, you know, just in life or with their art. And, you know, I want to keep it going into all the new ventures that I get into.
Yeah. Are you doing any shows this summer?
I plan on doing at least one. It's probably going to be a group show. I'm not sure on the date yet, but I'll do at least one show this year.
Okay, cool.
But this year has been focused more on a printed work.
This year you created a magazine. Yeah, and we have it.
Yeah, we do.
Come on, show it.
Here it is.
That's so fucking awesome.
Thank you. This is my first zine that I've done. It's all my work from 2024, and there's no real theme to it. It's just kind of like a recap of 2024, like everything, events that I've gone to, just how I documented that whole year.
Congratulations, by the way.
Thank you.
Well, come on.
Sorry.
Put another little, look at this, guys.
Oh,
Can't do the face.
That's
You need to brag about all of the stuff that you're doing.
I don't like to brag.
What do you?
And this is only the first one. There's more stuff coming. So this year I did my first zine, my first printed publication or whatever. So now that I did it and got it out of the way, I want to do that for others.
Tell people really quickly where they can find it.
Oh,
we'll put it also in the description.
the link below. Yeah, it's being sold on blurb.com.
You're clearly a very busy person. You work full-time gig and then you bartend part-time. You're also, you're a dad of 2 kids.
Yep.
They're super cute.
Thanks.
Love
They're
them.
pretty awesome. I love
Yeah.
them.
Well, they got a great dad, so good job.
My son, he's 9, and now he's thinking that he's just cooler than me now. I'm like, dude, where do you think you got it from?
This is so off topic. Pretty soon he's going to be listening to music and he's going to ask like, oh, do you know who this is? And it's someone that you fucking grew up listening to. Okay.
yeah.
My little sister, 17, just asked me if I knew who Tyler, the Creator was like a few months ago.
Dude.
Bitch.
Yeah.
Okay. Anyways, so what?
Makes you feel old, huh?
Yeah, totally. But okay, like you're able to navigate all these things in your life while still getting to do, your passion projects and put time into that. Like, what advice would you give someone who is struggling to find time for their passion project?
For me, I know I'm a very like simple dude. So like when things get messy or you get overwhelmed, my first thought is to like, okay, what's the first thing that I can get rid of or first thing that I can change to allow me to have more time? Whether it's, scrolling on your phone takes up way more time than we think.
Dude,
like,
at the end of the week, it says you've averaged 7 hours.
yeah,
on
like where did
screen
all
time.
that go? So it's like you see something like that.
Yeah,
and it's
that's
like,
true.
You can kind of adjust that or tailor it to where you start kind of, auditing yourself. It's like instead of doing this, I can be putting some thought into, photography or writing or whatever it is that you're passionate about.
That's a good way to put it.
Yeah. So it's like, think about what you can change first. And then once you just start doing it, that's the biggest thing. I think in anything, like,
It's the hardest part.
yeah, just take the first step. I don't need to have necessarily like a goal or I'm not looking for something specific.
Yeah.
Just go out and just do it.
Just
Start
snap that
snapping
photo.
away and get comfortable because it's going to take time to get comfortable. You're going to, even me now, when I go out shooting, there's a period before, like when I first get on the street, I got to warm up. Sounds weird, warm up, taking pictures, but
No.
it's a real thing.
I admire a lot of the photos that you take because I've seen you take photos of people, just really awesome pictures. I'll look for my favorite one and I'll put it on the video. But I mean, like I told you earlier, I love taking photos of people, but I feel like a creep sometimes taking a photo of someone without their knowledge. I don't know. I'm admiring that person in that moment and I want to capture it, but I also want to respect other people's privacy and, things like that. So it's just,
that's an adjustment. The more you shoot, the more you do it. It's like you learn how to manage that.
You just get comfortable.
Yeah. There are some situations where I'm like, I'm not gonna jump in this one. Take that picture.
You choose your
choose your battles.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
There's a time and a place for everything. So we've talked about how, you're a parent, you do a lot of stuff outside of just navigating parenthood. And I'd also just want to say that it's incredible that you're not just a dad, right? Like I feel like a lot of people have kids and they tend to lose themselves in parenthood. I'm not a parent. So this is just an observation, but people end up just becoming parents and then they lose kind of like their sense of self. But you
It's
haven't
tough.
done that.
It's tough. There's definitely times.
I'm sure it's not
sure.
easy. Yeah. But how do you balance being a single dad while balancing or while doing all these things that you're, into and a part of?
Well, the saying where it takes a village to raise a kid, that's a real thing. Luckily, like I, along with their mom, we're both pretty good being parents. So it works out. The kids are happy. And before, when I was describing, all the different jobs and then trying to stay passionate about things, like if you're just put in enough effort towards everything, every little bit counts. Obviously, when you have kids, everything that you're doing is for them. That's honestly, it's a big motivator for me. I want to make sure I'm taking care of business, but also kids hear and notice everything, and you're their heroes. If I'm not putting in work for myself and making myself a better person, like I'm who they're looking up to, especially for my son, because he's been drawing since he was little. He still loves it.
Oh, that's awesome.
So I think about that. Like I might be tired from both the jobs, or I'm got to put in some work, editing photos or finishing this project. It's like that stuff counts too for the kids, because my son sees me doing these events, and he came to my gallery and he sees, the zine. They both make fun of me for that picture.
Oh my God.
Like when I tell them to pose for a picture, they're like, "Hey, look, I'm dad."
Oh.
So they see that stuff, and
Yeah.
it's like my son might not know how to express it, but I could see that he like looks up to things like that, because he's a creative too. So it's like, I think it's important to be a good example that way, so they could see that, dad or mom is, they're passionate about something.
Yeah.
They created something.
So we have this segment called This or That. So just asking you fun little questions, and you don't know explanation. You just answer.
Boom.
Okay. Favorite restaurant in Los Angeles?
Hippo in Highland Park.
East side or west side?
Of LA? Mm-hmm. East side.
A K-Town night out or Highland Park Hangs?
Oh, Highland Park hangs all day.
Yeah, you don't want to go to K-Town with no parking.
Yeah.
Okay. Sitting in traffic on the 405 or taking your chances on the 110?
I go 110.
All right, there's an earthquake. You roll over and go back to sleep, or you post about it?
Oh, I never feel earthquakes, so I'm still asleep.
What the
I
hell?
don't even wake up.
Dodger game with dollar hot dogs or packed Lakers night?
Dodger game.
At crypto.
Dodger game.
Through and through.
All day.
One of the most important questions that we're going to ask you.
Uh-oh.
Kendrick Lamar or Tyler, the Creator?
Oh, that's not fair.
Oh, I thought this was going to be easy for you.
That's such a loaded question. Oh, man.
Matt, start yelling at him.
Tyler.
Dang! Wow.
Here-
I'm so wrong. I really thought you were going to say Kendrick.
Now, nothing against Kendrick at all.
Yeah, you don't
But
want to.
Tyler is, I
catch a
would say,
fade with
more of an all-around creative. Tyler,
He does some cool ass shit.
he's
dude.
amazing.
Yeah.
He composes, he plays a bunch of instruments, and he's always been uniquely him. He was
Yeah.
never scared to do it.
Dang.
West Coast love all day. Both of them from LA. But Kendrick, obviously, lyrical genius. Amazing. But I would say overall, Tyler.
Damn, I'm shook. I really thought they can say it. I thought you were going to say Kendrick.
Fellow Pisces, too. Just so you know.
He answered the question, ladies. He's a Pisces.
Yes. Yeah.
So I thought you were going to answer that Kendrick was your favorite, right?
Okay.
And then I was going to make a joke, but it's not going to be funny now that your best friend, Pablo, is a huge fan of Drake.
Drake
How annoying was
stan.
Pablo during the Kendrick-Drake beef?
Listen,
We love Pablo. Don't get me wrong.
He's the
But
best.
he's like that annoying older brother, thorn in your side. Like, I love him. I love
He's
his
great.
fiance even more, Pammy. Wonderful woman.
shout out. He's getting married this year. I'm his best man.
I'm not a best anything, but I'll be there. Okay, but how annoying was Pablo during that shit?
He wasn't.
Could have been worse.
Pablo's a troll. He's always a troll. It's all right. But I think he knew better.
Yeah.
He's a Drake fan through and through, which again, I don't have anything against Drake either. But when it comes to
Canceled.
when it comes to the rap beef, he does not stand a chance.
There we go.
And he never will.
Okay. One more question that I forgot to ask you earlier. Hem, I wanted to know who are all the male people on the phone with all damn day long? Who are you guys talking to?
That is, I tell people that my route is my office.
Yeah.
That's when I get all my work done. 'Cause I'm there all day, so I throw the AirPod
Great
in.
use of time.
It is.
Yeah.
And I've been doing it
Multitask.
so long, it's like, it's second nature. I know all the addresses, all the names. So
Yeah.
It's just like, boop, boop, boop. But I definitely, if I have to pay some bills, get on the phone and do it, talk to my mom,
Talk to Pablo.
Pablo, all the guys.
He could yap.
Oh, me and my boys, and you've met all of them.
Yeah.
We've all been friends collectively almost 20 years now. But definitely since I started this job and we've had time to like chit chat and just stay in touch with each other outside of social media, And, you know, we're all busy. We're all doing a lot of things. But being able to, you know, just call each other up and just shoot the shit, and it helps a lot. You know, they became even more my group of brothers, you know.
I love that. So, that's awesome. I just want to say thank you so much for being on our show, being on this podcast. Hopefully people listen and they like it. And if not, then...
Yeah. Thank you.
I mean, they don't get their mail. No, I'm kidding.
It was an honor. Thank you for having me.
Yeah.
You've obviously created a great thing with LA Friends. It's pretty impressive seeing everything from where you started and where you're at now.
I appreciate that.
You know, broadening horizons with the podcast, and this looks awesome.
Thank you so much.
Very proud of you.
Thank you. But before we end this, can you tell people where they can find you, where they can follow you, find your work?
Instagram is the easiest. DevonsSweat_photo. You can see all my work there.
I'll put it right here.
And then In Between Time Gallery is where you could find some of the events that I'm doing, new book releases that are coming up. And yeah, pretty much those. Everything is on my IG.
Yeah. So. Awesome. Yeah. All right. Matt, are we calling it?
Yeah, that's good.
Sweet.
Hell yeah. Thanks, guys.
Yeah.